Hey, thanks for joining me for another March of the Writers. This is author Debra Parmley, and I'm catching up here. It's March the 14th, but I'm going to do the prompt for day 13 now. And that one is, you've got this. Words of encouragement that someone has either given to me or I am giving to you. I'm going to jump on the giving to you because I've had some major life lessons. Uh, 2023 when I had the blood clot in my brain and had to learn how to walk again and came very close to dying. That is a fault line in my life in which there was the before life and the after. And, it's not the first time I've had that. I've had a few other things. I've lived through a house fire. I've had, if I were to list them, and I am planning to write a memoirish type of book, a couple of them actually, and put some of the experiences I've had because they're not the typical ones that most people have, and I've learned so much from them. So maybe that can help people. So things that I do, and I was doing these before this clot, this stroke. I start my day every day with my 5 thankful things. What am I thankful for? Do you know what's top of that list? I can wiggle my toes. There are people in the world that can't wiggle their toes. There are people in the world that don't even have feet. I am very thankful for my toes and the fact that I can wiggle them. And so I start with that. And I had pancreatitis once. I was in the hospital for 7 days. And I'd been doing this 5-day thing, 5 things in the morning thing. And I was in there hooked up to a stomach pump and a feeding tube. Tubes everywhere. I'm laying in the bed. I can't move. And I'm thinking, I need to do my 5 thankful things. What can I be thankful of in here? Well, one, being alive, of course. I'm thinking, stuck in this bed. I go, I can wiggle my toes. That's where it came from. I can wiggle my toes. So I still start that every time. I can wiggle my toes. So when I was in ICU with the clot and extreme vertigo and could not sit up without falling to the left, couldn't keep food down. There was a whole lot of things I couldn't do, but I could, by golly, still wiggle my toes. So if you get in the practice of your 5 thankful things every morning, it will change your life. The other thing I've been saying for years, which is true, which I believed prior to the pancreatitis, every day we are alive is a beautiful day, no matter what. Maybe you have some challenges, but you're still here. And that's a gift and a blessing I am always thankful for, always, no matter what is going on in my life. So those are my 2 biggest things that I'd like to share with the world, really. Words of encouragement for writers. Anything that's not writing is not writing. I've told this to authors that I mentor. They have a lot of reasons that they didn't write today. Reasons, they can be legit. They can be good reasons. You might have just given birth, right? Well, of course you didn't write today. Or you just got married. Well, of course you didn't write today. You might have had something sad. You might have had a parent that passed. Well, of course you didn't write today. So give yourself grace if you've had a thing. But if it's not a thing, and it's just a reason you came up with, it could be an excuse. So keep in mind that anything that's not writing is not writing. That includes doing your blurb, promoting on social media, making a blog post. If you have a novel you're trying to get to the end and you're writing other things like blog posts and, poems, I've done that, and other things, you're writing, but you're not writing on the thing you say you're trying so hard to finish. That's my other advice. And I've done a fair share of mentoring through the years, and I've seen this. So the thing is, if you're finding reasons why you're not writing, you need to not focus so much on the reasons and step back and focus on the why. Why are you making reasons that you're not writing? Why did you substitute something for that 1 hour you had where you could have chosen anything to do, but you watched TV, or you watched a podcast, or you cleaned your house, or you straightened your office, or you emptied your emails, or you answered some emails, or you found anything you could do other than writing on your story? What are you afraid of, and why are you not writing? Are you afraid of failure? Are you afraid of success? Are you afraid of writer's block? Are you afraid it won't be good as the last book? There are a whole lot of reasons that we don't even realize we have that make us create these reasons that we aren't writing, when that is not the real reason that we're not writing. And if you can figure that out, you can get back to writing a whole lot quicker than if you just keep focusing on reasons. That's probably the greatest writer advice I could give. Done is better than perfect. If you're a perfectionist, you may not ever get to the end. You can't fix it if it's not a first draft. I mean, you could go back and you can edit previous chapters and then procrastinate about finishing, but how are you going to get it to an editor if you don't get to the end? You've got to reach the end. The end is your goal, and then you celebrate. Take a day off, celebrate. Pour yourself the glass of wine, or have a candy bar or a cupcake or something. Go out to dinner, do something, celebrate, and then get back to it. But you can't celebrate unless you get to the end. I mean, there are good things that come with the end, you know? So I've been there, I've done it all. I'm not being judgmental in the least. And if anybody's come up with reasons why the books weren't getting done, it's been me over the last 3 years. Between traveling and working and health issues and other issues, many of them not in my control. Guess what started me writing again? Because I couldn't type on a computer, and I couldn't write it on a legal pad. I wasn't able to read. I could talk things into Word or into my phone. I could talk story ideas into my phone. There's ways to get things down. Disabled people do it all the time. Just because you can't do your usual practice doesn't mean you can't find a practice to get that story down. So go out there and write something and have fun with it. And bring us some new stories to read. We're all waiting for that. And this is to my readers, a small apology. You all have been very kind to me and said your health comes first, which it does. But a healthy writer is also a writing writer. And I'm not fully in my health until I'm writing. So that is now part of my rehab. This spring and summer is PT, neural PT, and finding ways to get the writing down on the paper. Thanks for listening. I think I've caught up with this whole March of the Writers up until the 14th. Let's not jinx myself. Tomorrow's day 15, and I'll start in again. Hopefully stay on track. We've got 31 days of this. This is a long one. Love you guys. Thanks for following me. Thanks for listening. And give me a holler if you want to. Tell me what you're reading, what you're writing. Tell me what is your word of encouragement. Sometimes I need a word of encouragement too. Have a beautiful day.